Life is unpredictable, filled with challenges, unexpected turns, and opportunities. Along the way, we all seek wisdom, something to guide us through the ups and downs. One of the most timeless sources of wisdom comes from Stoic philosophy. But what if I told you there are 6 powerful life lessons from the Stoics that many of us only discover too late? These lessons could change the way we approach happiness, resilience, and personal growth, if we only knew them sooner. In today's video, we'll explore these 6 Stoic life lessons and how they can transform the way you live, starting right now. Stick around, because the journey to mastering your life begins with understanding these ancient truths. Number 1. Focus on what you can control. In life, it's easy to become overwhelmed by circumstances beyond our control. We often find ourselves fixated on external factors, what others think, unpredictable events, or the actions of people who don't share our values. However, one of the most powerful mindset shifts we can adopt is focusing on what we can control. This doesn't mean ignoring the things outside our influence, but rather understanding that our energy and attention are best spent on the aspects of life where we can make a difference. Focusing on what we can control begins with acknowledging the limits of our influence. We can't control the weather, the economy, or the decisions others make, no matter how much we may wish otherwise. But there's a world of difference between these external factors and our internal responses to them. For example, when facing a challenging situation, we can't always control the event itself, but we can control how we react. Whether it's a setback in our career, a disagreement with a friend, or an unexpected change in our plans, our emotional and mental response is within our grasp. By consciously choosing a calm, composed response, we take back power from the circumstances and move forward with more control over our lives. This principle also extends to our habits and actions. In our daily lives, we are the ones responsible for how we spend our time, how we treat others, and how we invest in our personal growth. By cultivating habits that align with our values, we shape the trajectory of our lives, regardless of external pressures. This is particularly true in the context of long-term goals. Whether it's building a career, pursuing a passion, or improving personal health, the steps we take daily, our consistency, dedication, and focus, are within our control. The outcome may be influenced by factors outside our direct control, but our commitment to the process is ours to determine. Another key aspect of focusing on what we can control is letting go of the need for perfection. Perfectionism often stems from a desire to control every possible detail, and when we inevitably fall short, we feel defeated or frustrated. The reality is that perfection is an unattainable ideal, and striving for it can lead to burnout and paralysis. Instead, we can focus on progress. Small, incremental improvements, rather than perfect outcomes, offer a far more sustainable and satisfying path. By acknowledging that mistakes are part of the learning process, we free ourselves from the stress of needing everything to go perfectly and instead embrace growth and resilience. Mindfulness plays a crucial role in helping us stay focused on what we can control. When we practice mindfulness, we become more aware of the present moment and less caught up in worries about the past or future. This heightened awareness allows us to make conscious choices about how to respond to situations, rather than reacting impulsively or out of habit. Mindfulness also helps us recognize when our thoughts are spiraling into unproductive patterns, allowing us to redirect our focus toward what truly matters. Focusing on what we can control also involves managing our expectations. Life is inherently unpredictable, and while we can set goals and plan ahead, the outcome is often uncertain. By recognizing that we cannot control everything, we release the pressure of trying to dictate every aspect of our lives. This doesn't mean we stop striving for our dreams or abandoning our efforts, but rather that we learn to adapt and stay flexible in the face of uncertainty. When we set realistic expectations and allow room for the unexpected, we maintain a sense of peace even in times of challenge. One of the most empowering aspects of this mindset is that it promotes personal responsibility. When we focus on what we can control, we take ownership of our actions, thoughts, and emotions. Rather than blaming others or external circumstances for our struggles, we begin to see ourselves as active participants in our own lives. This shift in perspective fosters a sense of agency and autonomy, which is crucial for mental well-being. It helps us realize that no matter the obstacles we face, we always have the ability to choose how we respond and what steps we take moving forward. Moreover, focusing on what we can control leads to better relationships. When we stop trying to control others and instead focus on our own actions and reactions, we foster healthier, more respectful interactions. We learn to listen without judgment, communicate more openly, and offer support rather than trying to impose our will on others. This approach not only reduces conflict, but also cultivates empathy and understanding, creating deeper connections. In the end, focusing on what we can control is not about ignoring reality or shirking responsibility for the areas of life we do have influence over. It's about empowering ourselves to take meaningful action, despite the uncertainties that may arise. It's about finding peace in the things that truly matter and letting go of the burden of trying to control everything. Life will always present challenges, but by focusing on what we can control, our actions, our responses, and our mindset, we create a foundation for personal growth, resilience, and fulfillment. Through this focus, we discover that while we can't control every outcome, we always have the power to shape our experience of life. Number 2. Accept impermanence. In the course of life, few concepts are as vital as the understanding and acceptance of impermanence. Everything around us, from the fleeting moments of joy to the inevitable sorrow, is bound to change. In a world dominated by the constant pursuit of stability, impermanence reminds us that nothing lasts forever, not our successes, not our failures, not even our relationships or the places we call home. But rather than view impermanence as a negative force, we can embrace it as an opportunity for growth, freedom, and deeper fulfillment. Accepting impermanence enables us to be more present, more grateful, and ultimately more at peace with the unfolding of our lives. Impermanence is often associated with loss, and for many, loss is a source of fear and discomfort. We fear losing our loved ones, our possessions, our health, and even our sense of self. But the truth is that change and loss are not only unavoidable, they are an inherent part of the cycle of life. Every living being experiences it. The seasons shift, the years pass, and the world moves forward in a rhythm beyond our control. When we can accept this rhythm, we begin to notice the beauty in it, the preciousness of moments as they are, knowing they will not be here forever. If we cling too tightly to the idea that life should remain static, or that we should be immune to loss, we set ourselves up for constant suffering, resisting the natural flow of existence. One of the most profound ways impermanence manifests is through the aging process. As time moves forward, our bodies change. What was once youthful vitality eventually fades into the inevitable wear and tear of time. But rather than viewing aging as something to be avoided at all costs, those who embrace impermanence can approach this phase of life with a sense of gratitude for the experiences lived, the wisdom gained, and the relationships nurtured. Aging, after all, signifies a life well lived. Each wrinkle and each gray hair tells the story of moments fully experienced, a testament to the passing of time and the richness it brings. By accepting aging as part of life, we shift our perspective from loss to celebration, celebrating what has been, rather than lamenting what is no longer. In relationships, impermanence is often felt with a deep emotional weight. Friendships, romances, and family connections evolve over time. People change, priorities shift, and sometimes, despite our best efforts, relationships come to an end. This can be incredibly painful, but by embracing impermanence, we can accept that the ebb and flow of relationships are part of life's natural rhythm. Relationships that were once a central part of our lives may drift away. But this doesn't mean that the connection we had was in vain. Instead of holding on to the past or clinging to what once was, we can honor those connections by cherishing the lessons, memories, and love that was shared. Letting go can be a form of freedom, allowing space for new connections and new growth. Even in our work and ambitions, the concept of impermanence applies. We often chase after goals, desiring the fulfillment of achieving certain milestones, landing a dream job, building a career, or acquiring wealth. Yet, as time passes, these goals too can feel fleeting. A career can change unexpectedly, our passions may evolve, and material success may lose its luster. The impermanence of our ambitions teaches us to enjoy the journey rather than obsess over the destination. Success is not a fixed point to be attained, but a continual process of growth and exploration. By accepting the transitory nature of goals, we can engage more fully with the present moment, cultivating a sense of purpose that isn't tied solely to outcomes, but to the experience of living itself. One of the most powerful benefits of accepting impermanence is that it deepens our appreciation for life. When we are aware that everything is in constant flux, we learn to cherish what we have while we have it. This could mean savoring a quiet afternoon with a loved one, appreciating the beauty of nature, or taking time to acknowledge our own inner peace. Impermanence encourages us to live with mindfulness, to be present with our feelings, and to embrace change with openness. It reminds us that even in the midst of suffering or hardship, nothing lasts forever, and therefore even the hardest moments will eventually pass. When we can accept impermanence, we shift from a mindset of fear and resistance to one of acceptance and flow. The acceptance of impermanence also encourages us to practice non-attachment. Non-attachment does not mean detachment or indifference, but rather a healthy recognition that while we can enjoy and value the people, experiences, and things in our lives, we cannot possess them. This perspective fosters a sense of inner peace and freedom, as we are not constantly fighting against the currents of change. When we are not attached to permanence, we allow ourselves the flexibility to experience life as it comes without anxiety or regret. Finally, the acceptance of impermanence calls us to live more fully. It challenges us to ask ourselves, if everything is temporary, how do we want to spend our time? What values and relationships do we want to prioritize? In the face of life's fleeting nature, we are reminded of the importance of love, connection, and personal growth. The transient nature of life gives us the opportunity to be more intentional with our choices, to live with greater purpose, and to find meaning in the fleeting beauty that surrounds us. In embracing impermanence, we free ourselves from the tyranny of expectation and control, allowing life to unfold in its own time. It teaches us to flow with the changes rather than resist them, to find peace in the temporary nature of all things, and to live with a deep appreciation for the present moment. Impermanence, when accepted, becomes a gateway to a richer, more fulfilling existence, one where we can truly savor life in all its fleeting beauty. Number 3. Live according to virtue, not external rewards. Living according to virtue rather than chasing external rewards is a fundamental idea that has been cherished across philosophical, spiritual, and ethical traditions throughout history. It proposes a life focused on cultivating inner goodness, personal growth, and moral integrity, rather than being swayed by material success, social recognition, or other external accolades. To live according to virtue means prioritizing principles such as honesty, courage, compassion, and justice over the temporary and often fleeting pleasures or rewards that external accomplishments may bring. The teachings of philosophers like Aristotle, the Stoics, and religious figures such as Buddha and Christ emphasize that a truly fulfilling life comes from within, not from external circumstances. Aristotle's concept of eudaimonia, often translated as flourishing, stresses that the ultimate aim of human life is not the pursuit of wealth or fame, but the development of virtue and living in accordance with reason. According to him, the pursuit of external goods like wealth or honor might provide comfort, but they do not lead to lasting happiness or fulfillment. Instead, by fostering virtues like kindness, wisdom, and self-discipline, individuals create a stable, contented sense of well-being that is independent of external outcomes. The Stoic philosophers, such as Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius, further reinforce this idea. They taught that individuals should strive to focus only on what they can control: their thoughts, actions, and responses, while accepting that external events such as the loss of money or social status are beyond their influence. According to Stoicism, external rewards are unreliable and transient. The only true rewards lie in virtuous living, which involves maintaining self-control, practicing empathy, and pursuing wisdom. The Stoics believed that virtue itself is its own reward. If one leads a virtuous life, the satisfaction that comes from doing what is right and noble is enough to bring about a sense of peace and happiness, regardless of how the world might react to those actions. In other words, true happiness does not depend on external rewards, but on the consistency and integrity with which one lives their values. In contrast, when individuals orient their lives around the pursuit of external rewards, they often experience an ongoing cycle of dissatisfaction. External rewards, such as material wealth, recognition, or success in competitive arenas, might offer temporary joy, but they rarely lead to lasting fulfillment. For instance, someone who is driven solely by the desire to gain wealth may find themselves trapped in a cycle of acquiring more and more, only to discover that the pursuit never quite satisfies them. In fact, the more they accumulate, the more they feel compelled to pursue the next goal or benchmark. This is often referred to as the hedonic treadmill, where people continually seek more to maintain a sense of happiness, but never truly achieve contentment. Likewise, external rewards such as social recognition or praise are often fickle. What is praised today may be overlooked tomorrow, leaving the individual feeling empty when the external validation fades away. Living for such rewards means basing one's happiness on factors that are, by nature, unstable and out of one's control. On the other hand, those who choose to live according to virtue develop an enduring sense of fulfillment because their internal compass is not influenced by the ebb and flow of external circumstances. When one lives according to virtue, the satisfaction that arises from acting with integrity, kindness, and wisdom is inherent and long-lasting. Virtue provides a deep sense of peace and self-respect that no external achievement or accolade can replace. In many ways, it is the practice of virtue that builds the foundation for resilience, even in the face of adversity. For example, a person who values kindness will find joy in helping others, regardless of whether or not their actions are recognized or rewarded. A person who values honesty will find peace in telling the truth, even if doing so brings temporary discomfort or loss. When external rewards are no longer the driving force, life becomes more meaningful and aligned with one's true self. This way of life does not mean that external rewards are inherently bad or to be shunned. Rather, it suggests that external rewards should not be the sole or primary motivation for one's actions. Success, recognition, and material goods can certainly enhance one's life, but they should not be pursued at the expense of one's moral character or inner peace. Virtue, on the other hand, is something that can be cultivated and practiced every day, regardless of external circumstances. It empowers individuals to navigate life's challenges with grace, integrity, and wisdom, unshaken by the unpredictable nature of the outside world. Moreover, living according to virtue leads to a deeper sense of connection with others, as virtuous behavior tends to create trust, respect, and harmony in relationships. Ultimately, the choice to live according to virtue over external rewards reflects a commitment to living a life of purpose, integrity, and authenticity. In the long term, such a life leads to greater inner peace, a stronger sense of personal fulfillment, and the ability to withstand the inevitable hardships that come with being human. While external rewards may seem enticing and even essential in the short term, they do not compare to the profound and lasting satisfaction that comes from living virtuously. By prioritizing virtue, individuals ensure that their happiness is not dependent on the external world's ever-changing tides, but rooted in the steadfastness of their own character and values. Embrace. Adversity as a path to growth. Adversity is an inevitable part of life, and although it can often feel like a daunting force, it is within these challenges that our most profound growth occurs. Embracing adversity as a path to personal development is not just a mindset. It's a transformative way of living that allows us to unlock our true potential. Life doesn't promise smooth roads or calm seas. In fact, it is through the storms that we are molded into stronger, more resilient individuals. Rather than viewing adversity as something to avoid, we should see it as an opportunity, a catalyst for change and growth. The trials we face, whether personal, professional, or emotional, are not obstacles that stand in the way of our success. They are, in many ways, the very means by which we define and achieve it. The concept of embracing adversity isn't about seeking hardship for the sake of struggle, but about developing the mental and emotional strength to navigate it when it arrives. It's the realization that when faced with challenges, we have a choice: to either succumb to defeat or to rise to the occasion and find ways to grow through the experience. This requires a shift in mindset, a change from seeing adversity as a burden to recognizing it as an opportunity to evolve. Growth doesn't happen in the absence of difficulty, it happens because of it. Without the friction of challenges, we would remain stagnant, unable to discover new strengths and capacities within ourselves. Throughout history, countless individuals have demonstrated the power of embracing adversity, from innovators like Thomas Edison, who faced repeated failure before achieving success, to individuals who have overcome personal trauma and loss. Adversity has been a driving force behind some of humanity's greatest achievements. Their stories reveal a crucial truth: success and growth are not born from an easy or comfortable path, but from the resilience to keep going despite the odds. It is often when we are at our lowest point that we discover the depth of our strength, the clarity of our purpose, and the courage to rise again. One of the key benefits of embracing adversity is that it teaches us valuable lessons that we would otherwise never learn. Each challenge offers an opportunity to understand ourselves better, to develop patience, perseverance, and resourcefulness. For instance, when faced with a setback, we learn how to adapt. We find new ways to problem solve, reevaluate our strategies, and look for alternate solutions. These skills, once developed, can be applied to all areas of our lives, making us more effective and adaptable in every situation. This adaptability is crucial in a world that is constantly changing and evolving, where the ability to handle uncertainty and navigate the unknown is becoming increasingly important. Adversity also fosters empathy and understanding. When we go through hardships, we develop a deeper appreciation for the struggles of others. This shared experience of facing challenges connects us on a human level, fostering a sense of solidarity and compassion. When we embrace our own adversity, we are better equipped to support others in theirs, creating a cycle of mutual growth and support. Rather than isolating ourselves in the face of hardship, we can draw strength from our connections with others and from the knowledge that we are not alone in our struggles. Moreover, overcoming adversity helps to build self-confidence. Each time we face a challenge and emerge victorious, no matter how small the victory, we prove to ourselves that we are capable of handling whatever life throws our way. This builds a foundation of self-assurance that becomes the bedrock of future success. Confidence doesn't come from an easy life. It comes from repeatedly pushing through difficulty, learning from mistakes, and growing stronger as a result. The more we experience adversity and find ways to overcome it, the more we realize that we are capable of achieving things we once thought impossible. However, embracing adversity is not without its difficulties. It requires a certain level of mental toughness and resilience as well as a commitment to growth. There will be moments of doubt, pain, and frustration. It's natural to feel defeated at times, to question whether it's worth it. But it's in those moments that we must remind ourselves of the bigger picture. Growth isn't instantaneous, and the fruits of our labor aren't always immediately visible. But the long-term benefits, greater resilience, wisdom, self-confidence, and empathy, are worth the effort. In conclusion, adversity is not a force to be feared or avoided, but a powerful tool for personal growth. By embracing it, we open ourselves up to transformation and the opportunity to become the best versions of ourselves. Life's challenges are not setbacks. They are stepping stones toward greater strength, resilience, and understanding. Through adversity, we are given the chance to rise, to adapt, to learn, and to become more than we ever imagined possible. The path to growth is not an easy one, but it is the one that leads us to greatness. By embracing adversity, we allow ourselves to grow into the individuals we are meant to be, and in doing so, we unlock our fullest potential. Number 5. Control your thoughts and emotions. Controlling your thoughts and emotions is a powerful skill that not only enhances your mental well-being, but also improves your overall life experience. In a world filled with distractions, stress, and external pressures, maintaining control over our inner world can feel challenging. However, developing this ability is crucial for achieving a balanced life and overcoming the hurdles that come our way. The mind is often seen as a wild stallion, untamed and unpredictable. But, just like any powerful animal, it can be trained. Learning how to control your thoughts and emotions means becoming more aware of your internal processes, understanding your triggers, and creating strategies to regain your power when negative emotions or thoughts arise. The first step to controlling your thoughts and emotions is mindfulness, being fully aware of the present moment. Mindfulness allows you to observe your thoughts without judgment and helps you detach from the endless stream of automatic thinking. When you practice mindfulness, you recognize when you're spiraling into negative thought patterns like worry or self-doubt. By noticing these thoughts as they arise, you can choose whether to engage with them or let them go. The more you practice, the easier it becomes to remain detached from these thoughts, and you gain the ability to redirect your focus to more positive or productive thoughts. Understanding that your thoughts are not facts is another key aspect of control. It's easy to get caught up in our thoughts, believing them to be absolute truths. We might think, "I'm not good enough," or "I'll never succeed." But in reality, these thoughts are simply reflections of our fears and past experiences, not objective reality. By challenging these thoughts and questioning their validity, you can create space for more rational, balanced thinking. You can ask yourself, "Is this thought helping me? Is it based on evidence, or is it just a belief I've internalized?" By doing this, you can train your mind to replace negative or irrational thoughts with healthier alternatives. Emotions, like thoughts, are transient and often driven by our beliefs and interpretations of the world. One powerful tool for emotional regulation is the practice of self-compassion. Instead of criticizing yourself for feeling a certain way, it's essential to accept your emotions without judgment. Emotions like anger, sadness, or anxiety are all natural responses to life's challenges. When you allow yourself to feel your emotions without suppressing or denying them, you create a healthier emotional environment. Self-compassion also involves recognizing that everyone goes through tough times and that you're not alone in your struggles. This perspective can help reduce the intensity of overwhelming emotions and foster a sense of connection and empathy. Breathing exercises are also an effective way to regulate both your thoughts and emotions. Deep, slow breathing activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which calms the body's fight-or-flight response. By practicing deep breathing when you feel overwhelmed or stressed, you can create a moment of pause that allows you to regain composure. This practice can be especially helpful in high-pressure situations where your emotions are running high, such as during public speaking, conflict resolution, or even personal reflection. Simply taking a few deep breaths can make all the difference in creating a sense of calm and perspective. One of the most powerful ways to control your thoughts and emotions is through visualization and affirmation. Visualization involves imagining yourself successfully navigating difficult situations with calmness and confidence. By mentally rehearsing these scenarios, you can rewire your brain to respond more effectively when faced with real-life challenges. Similarly, affirmations, positive statements that you repeat to yourself, can reshape your mindset over time. Saying things like, "I am capable," or "I can handle whatever comes my way," instills confidence and helps you reframe negative thought patterns. Developing emotional intelligence, EQ, is another essential component of emotional control. EQ refers to the ability to recognize, understand, and manage your emotions, as well as the emotions of others. People with high EQ are often better equipped to handle conflict, build strong relationships, and navigate complex emotional situations. Emotional intelligence can be cultivated by regularly reflecting on your emotions, asking yourself how and why you feel the way you do, and being mindful of how your emotions influence your behavior. As you strengthen your EQ, you'll find it easier to stay grounded and focused, even in emotionally charged situations. Another crucial element of controlling your thoughts and emotions is setting boundaries. Often, our emotions are influenced by external factors: how others treat us, the demands placed on us, or the environment we're in. Setting boundaries means learning to say no when necessary, protecting your energy, and ensuring that you're not taking on more than you can handle. By setting clear boundaries with others and respecting your own needs, you reduce the chances of being overwhelmed by external forces and regain control of your emotional state. Finally, regular practice is the key to mastering the art of controlling your thoughts and emotions. It's not something that happens overnight, but with consistent effort, you'll notice significant improvements. Whether it's through meditation, journaling, self-reflection, or engaging in physical activities like yoga, regular practice helps train your mind and body to respond more calmly and rationally. Over time, controlling your thoughts and emotions becomes second nature, and you'll find that you can approach life's challenges with greater resilience and emotional stability. In conclusion, controlling your thoughts and emotions is a journey, not a destination. It requires ongoing effort, self-awareness, and a willingness to learn. However, the rewards are immeasurable. By mastering this skill, you empower yourself to lead a more peaceful, focused, and fulfilling life. The ability to regulate your thoughts and emotions is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself, and it ultimately leads to a stronger sense of inner peace and self-confidence. Through mindfulness, self-compassion, emotional intelligence, and consistent practice, you can take control of your inner world and shape a reality that reflects your highest potential. Number 6. Live in the present moment. Living in the present moment is a concept that has gained significant attention in today's fast-paced world. It is the practice of fully experiencing and embracing the now without dwelling on the past or constantly worrying about the future. When we live in the present, we focus our attention on the current moment and find peace in it. In a society where we are always chasing after the next goal, the next achievement, or the next big thing, we often forget to appreciate the beauty of the present moment. This is where the idea of mindfulness comes into play, the art of being present and aware of what is happening around us, without judgment or distraction. The past is a collection of memories, experiences, and lessons. We often reflect on it, sometimes longing for the good moments or regretting our mistakes. But no matter how much we dwell on what has already happened, we cannot change it. The future, on the other hand, is full of uncertainties and possibilities. While it's important to plan and set goals, constantly worrying about what is to come can rob us of the joy and serenity we can experience right now. Living in the present moment means letting go of these two elements, the past and the future, and grounding ourselves in the present. One of the key benefits of living in the present moment is the reduction of stress. Anxiety often arises from worrying about things we cannot control or things that might never even happen. When we bring our focus back to the present, we realize that many of the things we fear are mere projections of our minds. By grounding ourselves in the now, we can eliminate the overwhelming weight of these worries and embrace life with more clarity and calmness. This doesn't mean that we should ignore the future altogether or abandon all our plans. It simply means acknowledging that we can only take action in the present, and that's where our power lies. Another significant advantage of living in the present is the opportunity it provides for true connection with others. When we are present, we listen more deeply to those around us, engage in conversations with genuine interest, and offer our full attention. In an era where digital distractions are at an all-time high, it's easy to be physically present while mentally elsewhere. Living in the moment means being with others, not just in proximity, but emotionally and mentally. This presence fosters stronger relationships, whether with family, friends, or even strangers, as it creates an authentic bond based on mutual respect and understanding. Moreover, embracing the present allows us to fully appreciate the small, beautiful things in life that we often overlook. The feeling of warm sunlight on our skin, the sound of laughter, the smell of fresh flowers, or the taste of a delicious meal. These are the things that make life rich and meaningful. When we are constantly preoccupied with what has happened or what might happen, we miss out on these fleeting moments of joy. By practicing mindfulness and being present, we open ourselves up to experiencing these sensations to their fullest. In doing so, we cultivate gratitude, which enhances our overall sense of well-being. Living in the present moment also enhances our creativity and productivity. When we are not burdened by past mistakes or future anxieties, we free up mental space to think more clearly and innovatively. We can approach challenges with a fresh perspective, and instead of overthinking or procrastinating, we take decisive actions that move us forward. This flow state, often described as being in the zone, is a state where we are fully immersed in an activity, whether it's work, art, or a hobby. It is in this state that we perform our best because we are not divided by distractions or inner conflict. By cultivating present moment awareness, we improve our ability to focus and create with intention. At its core, living in the present moment is about self-awareness. It's about acknowledging our thoughts and emotions without judgment, accepting them for what they are and choosing how to respond to them. Mindfulness practices such as meditation, deep breathing, or simply taking a moment to pause and reflect can help us connect with the present moment. These practices train our minds to focus and reduce the noise that often leads to stress and overwhelm. In doing so, we not only find peace, but also develop a deeper understanding of ourselves and our desires. There are many ways to incorporate living in the present into our daily lives. It might begin with simple practices, such as taking a few moments each day to pause and breathe, or consciously putting away distractions when we are engaging with others. We can choose to savor our meals, appreciate nature's beauty, or fully immerse ourselves in activities without letting our minds wander. The more we practice, the easier it becomes to live in the moment. It is not about being perfect, but about making a conscious effort to return to the present whenever our minds start to wander. In conclusion, living in the present moment is a powerful tool for cultivating peace, happiness, and fulfillment. It allows us to let go of the past and future, to reduce stress, build stronger connections with others, and appreciate the beauty of life as it unfolds. In a world filled with distractions and pressures, the practice of being present helps us to reconnect with ourselves and the world around us. By embracing the now, we can unlock a deeper sense of contentment and a more profound understanding of life itself. In conclusion, these Stoic principles remind us that the key to a fulfilled life isn't in seeking more, but in cultivating acceptance, resilience, and mindfulness. The lessons of focusing on what we can control, embracing discomfort, and recognizing the transient nature of life can transform our outlook, helping us live with purpose and peace. By applying these timeless lessons now, we don't have to wait until it's too late to realize their value. So, take a moment today to reflect on what you can control and what you can let go of. Start practicing Stoicism and watch how it shapes a life of clarity and inner strength. If you found these lessons insightful, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss future videos where we explore more ways to live intentionally and wisely. Until next time, stay strong and stay mindful.